Alright guys, what's up and welcome back for another Diablo 3 how-to guide, I guess, or just information, whatever. But I've been getting a lot of, I do a lot of build videos on this channel, right? And I get a lot of comments saying things like, how did you get these certain abilities on these buttons on the action bar and whatnot. So just as kind of like an information kind of video here, we're going to talk about advanced skill configuration or elective mode. Now, I understand that in patch 2.6, right, elective mode is turned on by default. If you go to options and you go to gameplay, you got elective mode right here. So the people, and then some of these comments I've been getting are pretty recent, even after 2.6. So check and make sure that you have this turned on, and I'm going to explain to you kind of what elective mode is and why you should always be playing with it. So starting off with your abilities, right? You see how each one of these abilities I have has kind of like a category to it, like defensive, hunting, devices, all that kind of stuff. Well, the reason is because you can simplify the build structure by turning off elective mode. It's kind of like a beginner's kind of thing. So, you know, your left button here, your left action bar button is generally reserved for primary skills, just like your right mouse button is generally reserved for secondary, and then you can put like utility, defensive, offensive stuff or whatever in these four buttons. And what elective mode allows you to do, it allows you to put absolutely any skill, whether it be you can put a primary on your one, and you can put like some other random thing that's not a primary on one of your other buttons. So like if you go to your skills here, you can see these are all in like every ability is kind of like set up into categories here. So like you see up here at the top, these are all considered secondary abilities. So that means that if you don't have elective mode on, it's only going to go on the right button. So if you go over, you got defensive. Defensive can go on any one of the 1 or 4 buttons. Hunting can go on any 1 through 4. Devices can go through 1 through 4. Archery, all this stuff. All of these abilities, these primary abilities, will only be able to go on your left mouse button if you don't have elective mode on. So that's why it's important to actually use elective mode, because it's basically just going to forego all those requirements. I mean, you can put your primary on your right mouse button, or you can put your primary on your one. You can just kind of mix things up, because another thing to note here is if you have elective mode turned off, then when you go to add a primary, let's say to your left mouse button, because that's usually where people put it anyway, it actually won't even let you do another primary on your bar. It's gonna, if I remember correctly, it's actually gonna require you. Let's see. Well, actually, we'll turn it off and see what happens. Let the whole world blow up. So what we're gonna do is, since we don't have any primaries here, we're gonna try to put a like, see this? I can't even change. See, there's no arrows here. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of like how it goes. Like, you know, here you have these buttons here. You can like select all these different abilities. If you would turn elective mode off, it's actually going to take these buttons away and just going to restrict you to a certain set of abilities based on whatever, you know, set or whatever slot you're trying to configure. So unless you're a beginner, and even as a beginner, I wouldn't even recommend not using elective mode. So there's build guides all over the place. So if you have ever had any questions of like how people are using certain abilities on certain areas of their hotbar, or using two abilities of the same category, you know, at the same time on different, you know, place on the action bar, then this is why. So just as a recap here, go to options, go to gameplay, elective mode, make sure it's on. But like I said, if you have 2.6 installed, like you probably should already, then it's on by default. But just to give you an idea of like why that even exists, and you know, for me, I'd like, they should just remove it. Like they should just have it. You should just be able to do what elective mode allows you to do by default. There shouldn't be any toggle or anything that restricts you in any sort of capacity there. I hope that was informative. I know it's kind of not really necessary to know anymore since it's on by default anyway, but just in case you turn it off and you don't know what it was, that's what it does. If you like this video, if you want to see more how-to or build guides, or just Diablo 3 content in general, or Diablo 2 content, Diablo stuff all over the place, hit that subscribe button. Also hit that like button. Let me know in the comments if this was helpful, what other how-to videos you would like to see, or other guides. Just give me ideas. Let me know what you guys think. Feedback, all that good stuff. With that being said, have a good day, have fun, and take it easy.